Hello and welcome. Right, just got to load the seeds and that on this one, and this one's ready to go. Just gotta make sure I get the right one for cosplay. First waypoint left and go. Yeah, got the right field beans. Don't do my usual trick of literally not having the right thing set. Yes, you got field beans as well. Smash in. Let's get this sorted. Then we've got the animals to do. So let's grab that first. Let's make sure it's nice and okay. It should still be heavy, especially now I've weakened the. It's weird, obviously. I've weakened the weight. I've found this before as well. It's strange. It's just the range is. The other ones obviously would be much better, but it can't cope with it. So then you let's try and drop that and make it a little bit closer to central. That, that all helps. So it does. I've got to be honest. There's one thing I really do admire, and that is the fact that the physics are so. And I know I've said that many times. It's true. Obviously, if you strap close to the thing, it makes a difference. And I've got to be honest, that is really quite phenomenal. But they've managed to do that. Same as if you sort of pull it towards you like that. That also makes a difference, which of course it would. You lessen in the reach, which means that the weight is closer to you, so therefore it's not. Just all the time when you have got to do it out, and then it doesn't matter because it can fall on top and it's all right. So yeah, and let's just check something as well. No, I had one episode on Polenia where I got out and it stopped filling the fertilizer. I got back in and then had to start it going again. Really bizarre. It's just, I don't know what it was. It's just what a freak strangeness about mechanics one time. Really, really strange. Just sort of freaked me out a bit, and you think, and then you don't see it happen again, and you think, what was that about then? I have no idea. It's very strange, but it did definitely happen. Alright, so if we can grab two, let's grab that one. Yeah. The other thing is it going to be feeling generous and you can never work out why sometimes that you get the message, pick it up with a big backhander, and then other times you don't. Still have yet to work this out. Why sometimes it does, and then other times you can do what you like, and it totally ignores. I've wondered if it is height. Are you too high? You're too low? And you can do this, and then you think, well, I'm every single height, and it still doesn't care. Am I the right way around? Yeah, I'm the right way around in everything. It's really strange. I just don't get it. Obviously, with this particular, the worst I found, obviously some bags are supposed to be that they just release straight away, which that's fantastic. And then other ones, you need a special. The picking pack was they were the cheapest. They were slightly cheaper than even Holes, which are these set here. But Holes is the cheapest of any set I've ever seen, other than the picking pack. There is nothing at as good as the Holes pack from the 1313 lorry set. So even if I never use the 1313 lorry set, I would never take it out. There's a few other ones like that. Missy B's got a great transporter, and that's again really fantastic. So there's a bit of spare in that as well. We'll stick that with the. Not that it's worth doing that, but stick this over here. In fact, I could be clever, I suppose. What we could do is get it sort of ready for. Yeah, because it has to be at a certain height. So if you can literally get that ready like so, about that high. You can just pull your. I don't think I'll need it, but what I mean is it's not bad prep. Not thought of that before. Shows I'm becoming a more of a better virtual farmer, I think. So then, yeah, everything's right. Sway points, right. And go. Fantastic. Let's go and do the animals. And that's so 12-meter spread with 6 meters. I'm quite amazed by that. I mean, I know we could have bought any 6 meter, but to get the same one in the sales, like within the very month that you need to get, you can see where the second one's got to start. I do think it's quite amazing when you see the patterns that yeah, it's algebra really. The algebraic way that they actually do this, it's quite pretty, really. Right, anyway, that's the inner geek. Let me shut up. Right, so water. Yeah, let's. Can we pick that up as well? Because it'll always be in a constant state of. Mind you, I think when it resets, it'll reset exactly the same again. Yeah, I think it will. So it'll always, because that leg is basically through that, so it's always going to be like that. So water, it's 29 tons. We still don't really need to worry. Milk. Can now this is a weird one. This next thing I'm going to say about mechanics. I love mechanics. You can tell because I'm in the geek. Now this has got TMR. So you'd think if I go to this, it would be like saying, "Oh, I need to fill up to it." And it used to do that. What was the old behaviour? That was because it was on the last one. If I was on straw, it would have done straw. It's typical, isn't it? Typical. The one time you want to show someone, and it is the normal behaviour, and then it was quite lucky that you actually were already on that anyway. So therefore, it makes you look like you're lying. How much food have they got? That is the question. Ooh, that would be perfect. Right, I don't think we could do the straw, and we needed to do the straw. Oh, no. Fantastic. Now, I think, if I remember rightly, I said that I needed to do 2 straws, as in 1 full straw. We left it 1, so we need 20 odd tons, but I think it was 20, so let's try and do it as close to 20 as possible. Let's just see, am I right? Or was I totally forgetting and remembering something else? Oh, okay, well, no. It was, yeah, 17 it should have been, but not bad for a human. Right, milk. Yeah, now we need to do something different, don't we? Because the distributor, it's no good keep distributing. Oh, that is a point. We have got to tell the distributor not to distribute, surely. Isn't this, am I not propagating the fact that it's sending more and more to the same dairy? I am. Yeah, we're up to 40 tons. No point. It's calling for that, isn't it? So, how do we deactivate it calling for it, but it has to carry on doing it? You can't do it, can you? You'd have to physically take it to it, or you'd have to say the priority was. Now, it's weird. Now, it starts at priority 10, so I always wonder, is the priority system that it's high, or is it a lower priority? So I would say, does that mean it's still working? Hmm. It's so slow you can't see it actually ticking down, can you? Excuse me. Right, yes. Okay, let's. In that case, oh, I hate reversing with this. It could be clever and pull in there. It's the one poor thing. They're a little bit. The Bureau's the same. Right, so first thing before we do anything else is we need. Just going to get down to about 8.4, and then it should fill again, and that should be full this time. So we've done. Oh, slurry. Slurry is up to 19 tons. Right, so we need to grab that. Yeah, we can leave that trundling, it'll still work. Now that's a trade-off that I'm quite happy. Knowing the rules, you know what you can sort of get away with certain things, and that's a bit nice when you're a virtual farmer. So slurry. Then we're going to have to build a dairy. Now, I'm letting you know, on Vouillet Normandy, we built the dairy right near the place, which was the first time I've ever done that close, but it's not a bad idea. I think we ought to as well, for realism, stick a fence around the back, because these cows are very well trained. Ooh, I don't think we'll do that. Yeah, the SMP has got some sort of collision. No, I don't think I'd do that, really. That was a bit silly even to try. Sometimes you know you're right. Well, I just try anyway. It's a bad character. It's the dairy. Where do we put the dairy? Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be next to it, but that way you'd sort of. That's true, really. We could still use the power of production. So I'd like to get to the bottom of the priority system. So I've never ever figured it out. The other one thing I'm going to say I did notice in editing. Now I have done this before, and I did it first time. I did it on Ravenport. Although it stopped working across the map properly, in so much as this is empty, and it's been empty for a couple of months now. Ever since we did this production type thing where you're siloing the stuff out. So I'm not sure that this particularly likes this particular type of thing. Now, if I had not seen the things I've seen in the game, I would think I was talking nonsense. But the new water mod, that one where you can put it with animals and where you can put it with greenhouses and gardens, its job, it said, oh, I work with animals and I work with gardens. It doesn't, actually. It does, but it upsets things. The distributor doesn't work properly when it's got its water. It dribbles like just really horribly. Take it away and it works properly. And I've seen this, and I removed it, and when I removed it, the behaviour went back to normal, so I realised I was right. It's that observation, that scientific observation, that makes you realise that you are correct. And I was thinking, because I said for a while, oh, the game's broken, and the manure, it's not working on a lot of maps. Well, it's not, but I've done this trick a few times, and I don't think the game likes it. So if we move the manure point, is that the wisest thing? And then we can grab it, but it's got to be outside of the range of that. It's very convenient that it is there, but we could stick it inside the enclosure on the far corner and just hope that I'm actually right. If it's out of range, then okay, we've got to move it manually. Let's try this very corner. That's what I'm thinking. I would have preferred it outside, but it can't be too far away. It's a pain that we've got to do this, but it's a test. This is a test, really, because to see if I'm right. Have I guessed something right, or am I talking nonsense? Again, I like to test such things. Oh, then how far do I have to roll to make you turn? Normal mouse. That's as good as it's going to get. It's just the cardinals, so Yeah, that's it. So do it one more, it'll go the other way. Try and be clever there, but yeah, no, that'll do. That wasn't V mode, so it should. This shouldn't now see manure. If we go into that, it shouldn't, and then we'll see. Now I did this on Fairhead. This is one, but it didn't fix it. That's the sort of thing. It's almost like whatever's done has done something to the map, and it possibly is like that. So if this doesn't fix it, and sometimes it doesn't fix it straight away, sometimes it still works sort of, but it really does play havoc. So I'm thinking. There was no, we won't really tell because there was no manure to say do it. So we will stick it on manure still, but obviously there is no manure in there. It's already, we were out to 60 odd tons. It was adding about 15 tons a day. And when I had this happen on Ravenport, I literally bought 15 tons a day to replace that we knew we should be getting, which is fair, but I just think we'll just take the loss and say something bad's happened. But right, so I think we've done everything. I think the animals are happy. We can now go down and observe. Milk's gone, slurry we did. Right, let's pop down here. Right, we could be clever, because that job does need continually. Now I do know where all the water's going. That's another thing. No, that's not on this one here. It's going into the Omatana, the farm supply production, because of course it was made by Omatana, so it looks after its own, which is quite intriguing. But it does. There's over 1 million litres in that, so all that filling that we've done, it's all going into that. So its 2 million litre capacity will probably get filled before anything else. It does still send water to everything else, but it is rather 40 gears. 40? 40, 30, 25 though, so I don't know. Is that 8? Not sure. I don't know how that works. It's a bit of a strange way of saying gears. Right, let's have a look. How does that prettiness look now? Ooh, look at that. Is that not amazing? Let's go see how the seed's doing as well. We ought to, we need to lime. We do. Now we were saying about the fence doing this job, but you know, sometimes we do have another tractor. I mean, I do know we do have another tractor, but I'm not sure the little Massey is really up to. Oh, it's funny you should say that. I have actually used one of those little Masseys with the holes on it. It's actually fine. And I didn't buy any lime, did I? We've not started to make any either. So we'll have to buy it from the 82 Studios through my oversight. Oh, actually, I might have some still in, but I don't know that it'll last the entire field. We ought to go and buy a bag of stones and make some. That is not a terribly bad idea. Where did I leave the... Yeah, the last bay, I remember. And also, whilst we're here, let's just extend the level to sort of like where the vehicles are likely to go. I know it's going to take money we can't really afford, but actually let's go smaller, so that's not a bad idea. It's not going to be a lot. Before it takes you money straight away, and you're not even on the bits where you need to like go out to. I think that is enough. Right. Do we do a bit of painting? Do we make it into a slab of concrete? Like, I hate that. I think we'll leave it and we'll do some proper grass. Oh, it didn't quite do it right, did it? You know, seriously, you took my money. Ah. Oh, no. It's weird, when I'm tired, I get all my signals go wrong. Your forward becomes backwards, your backwards become forwards. It's really a little bit. How did we stick food fertilizer in the fruits? We don't need that now. Let's just go to the 82 studios. It doesn't hurt. We did leave some lime in the thing. Wink, wink. I don't do very. We could go down to the. We've not bought a telehandler yet for the shop, so it doesn't really hurt. But I must admit, I'm out of the habit of doing this. It is something I don't do very often now. So. Yeah, and that's weird because there it doesn't ask you to put lime in, it does it, and that's what I'm saying. The game is weird because certain things still work the way that they used to before, and certain things don't. I don't get it. It's really strange. That didn't sort of like say, "Oh, did you want this or this?" It just sort of said, "Yeah, you've got lime in. Here is some lime." Actually, no, seriously, I think we'll do this ourselves. Being as the workers of, mind you, no, I have been working, I have been doing the animals, which is probably the most important thing. It is the centre of the farm, it's the thing that brings in the cash, so. A bit far out. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Oh, I don't know, I don't know if I was that far out, actually. Ooh, corner swishers, oh, I'm not going to see them. There's the only thing I hate about liming. Covers the corner swishers and you sort of have to partially guess. Wow, another 5 minutes and these will be done, this monster field. So that's the entrance to the field with that weird thing. It might be weird, but it could be that it's a legitimate. Yeah, because the one thing I did realise a long time ago, I said I was going to have a generator, and we never fitted one. So yeah, but I'm happy that we haven't, because it just proves that the businesses that we've chosen, which reminds me, I've got to put the new dairy down. Yeah, the businesses we've supplied, they are just the income we've got. There's no blurring the line. We're on the edge of the map. I see. Ah, so that land that we appear to have is actually a mirage. Yeah, I did notice that we're supposed to have a monstrous bit of extra headland. Well, we can see that's a lie. Yeah, if you look on the field at the bottom, if you click on our field, it's we own a lot of land at the bottom. No, we don't. You're fibbing. I mean, would you want to be working that close to the edge of the map? That's the question I'm going to ask. It's sort of, if you're aiming for immersion and that type of thing, it's sort of, on some maps, it really is awful when you look out at the void. We'll call it the void. Yeah, it does look quite terrible. It advertises the fact it's a game, which of course we know it is, but its whole thing is not to advertise it's a game. Although it's a weird one, really. That I was thinking, because a lot of content creators go to a very great lengths to do that particular thing, but it is also a game because you then get the same content creators who do reviews on things and then go into mechanics. So it's weird that there's a line when Mr. Sleepy's in a let's play, he's in story mode and there's mechanics aren't mentioned, and then of course he does his reviews and he really goes into the mechanics. It's whereas I acknowledge that it's a game and just talk about rules. It's one of the first things I do when I'm obviously like doing a short run, I'll like say we'll go through my rules and all the rest of it. And I think, well, should I not do that? Well, I thought it is a game. It is. If also if you're, I'll say things like, oh, the reset point is down at the farm, so that those people who are watching your short run, they know these things because they're going to be playing on this map too, and I think that's helpful. So I acknowledge that it's a game, and I'll sort of try and. Is this a big field? It really is. I was not kidding. It did cost us rather a lot, so yeah. I don't know that it's Calmsden equivalent to the big fields that Calmsden's got. Or at Attingham's #1, that's one that I always remember. That's a beast of a field. Yeah, I went on the Terror Life last night, and I have never seen such a spectacular crash. I think it's a little bit bugged. I went into the log file because I've got sort of, again, you sort of, as a content creator, you have to go to places that other people don't have to go or are willing to go. And some people are. Some people are geeky the same as me, and they like do go into those sort of things, but not everybody does. But yeah, I went into the log file. It mentioned straw, so I thought, okay, so it's the enhanced straw mod. So I removed that, removed the hay and straw pack as well, hay, straw and forage pack, anything that mentioned straw. But it did have a lot of errors that I've never seen before. That it done height density was out of range, and it said a lot of some things about things above the range that they should have been. Well, that's the Terra Life itself. There's not much you can do about that. And thought, I'm sure it'll get an update soon enough, because obviously they released lots of Terra Life maps. Now this was the Pelenier map, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably load one of the other Terra Life maps and see if Terra Life works on that, or whether it's a map fault with Pelenier, or whether it is a Terra Life fault, Terra Life Plus. Yeah, we shall see which one it is. Now then, that has been done, so I don't need to do it again. Smashing. Sorted. Wait. Oh, we've not scanned the field, have we? Oh, of course we haven't. Yeah, we're going to need to quickly scan the field, aren't we? My bad. I'm not buying the day for this monster. I bet it's about 25 grand. Let's go do it quickly. The one thing I do like about that, or he says now, and calls its bluff, is that normally it actually lets you have what you've already done, so it does record your nitrogen levels. Well, I don't know if it limits it, and like if you don't scan the field within so long, you lose that. Because we know, Helen and I were talking about this a long time ago. You used to, like now, I've made that mistake, and you used to be that the nitrogen was nothing, even though it takes the fertilizer from your machines, it doesn't care. You lost that, which of course was unfair because you were actually fertilizing. But now I think it handles it. You get like a baseline fertilizer, like a little tiny bit of fertilizing if you don't do this. But if you scan your fields straight away, it does it properly. So, not indicate. That's naughty. Right, scanner. Let's grab that quickly. Miscellaneous. I'm getting a little bit better with me trackpads, trackball. We will, yeah. I don't like going above the that size. I think because it's cheeky already, and I don't like to push the cheekiness of going for the really big ones unless I get it in sales, and then I think, well, it is what it is. It's what's on offer. It's the model that the person before had. So let's just go with it. So I don't know what well, we're still looking out in the sales, aren't we, for tractors, and although I think tractors, to be honest, we've got a very good range. Steve really sorted us out with a very good range of tractors. So, yeah. Please, any other jobs I've missed? Not sure, field beans. Because I've got that only roll the crops that you need to roll, which is basically cereal crops. Whereas obviously the base game, or the seasons game, it wants them all rolling, which is not true to life. So, right. I'm going to go around the outside first because it's usually the most wasteful bit on a big field. Wow, they've finished. Just on the edge of the field, bit to do. Yeah, the little corner swishes, that's all we've got left to do, really. Careful, you're going to miss. Oh, we've gone one of those patches where there's no sound. Wow, that is quite amazing. I've noticed it before. Yeah, Western Wales had what I used to call it the the Bermuda Triangle of that map, and it was a map square that was broken. I bought it. You couldn't seed in it. You couldn't do anything. It's like the game rules just would not work. Very, very strange. It's going to take a while for this to. You might just do it. Very. Because it does do a slight millimetre beyond your scan range. Now then, what we're going to do is we're going to push it through the back. Oh, we can't actually, it's further away than you think. I was imagining the shop was right next door. It's actually quite a way away. Yeah, there's a lot of land here. I was thinking about we might rejig the roads, going through AI splines. Maybe probably it's more wise, and it's probably wise to stop that indicator from going so that everyone is no longer annoyed. We could pass over the hedge, but we're not going to. We're going to be good. We're going to go and do it properly. I'm going to indicate this time. I presume that sign is saying it's the end of the map. Because, yeah, looking down there, that is where the map is. We should have a look at our data. I believe it's quite a nice field. So it should. Let's borrow one of them tractors. Yeah, to have two quite high range, well, I think one's a 370, one's a 270, that's a really cracking start, because a lot of map makers limit your tractors, like you get 150s and things like that, and obviously you get small equipment. Well, that's to reflect the fact that you can't manage big equipment, whereas obviously certain map makers also then go the other way, where they're too generous. JM Gaming used to do that, but now he does it really quite well. His balance is really good. Yeah, Vuitton Normandy was, I thought that was a real good balance. I think it was Riverside, Mississippi was so generous that you didn't need anything, and you're like, yeah, but what do I do? I need to expand my equipment. Right, so that's a pH. It's a bit strange. That's the nitrogen. So nitrogen is obviously right for that crop. So yeah, it's missed a little bit of some reason up there, but that's yeah, it's not the orange of that. Is that right? It seems a bit wrong to me, but it might, I mean, no, I suppose if it's soy related, maybe it's even the same picture as soybean. Let's start the other one as well. Oh, it's really is a bubble where the sound doesn't exist. Yeah, it's not even doing the engines. Wow. And then it'll just, yeah, burst into life. Let's have a go. Yeah, So we should really be able to sort of go straight in a line from here, like that, and it should sort of only take the seeds off we need. I'm going to have to guess because I really have not got a clue. That's the one thing I hate about liming, is that very fact. You see, it's doing the nitrogen differently, so the nitrogen should be green, so I think we should go over. It did a baseline, as I said, it didn't do the proper. So much for what I said. Ignore me, I'm spouting nonsense. Yeah, the rules change, that's the other thing. It doesn't mean to say I wasn't right, that it didn't used to be that way, because yeah, the rules changed quite a lot through FS22, right from back in the beginning. Say that? Yeah, that's it. It's only the yeah, this is a bit of a struggle for it, because I think this is 270. Yeah, it is. This is 270, so it shouldn't be a bit of a struggle for it. That's right. My brain just said to me, you should really, all you need to do is look at the horseplay course on the mini-map, and then you should just follow the lines. And it's quite true. Yeah, if we sort of go to each of the circles like that, it should really be all we need to do. And last but not least, so yeah, we'll flick over this with the, we don't want the crop to be, yeah, if we look on it, it shouldn't say, so pH value is good, nitrogen is bad, so pH was, it let me off with the pH. But obviously even the pH is not perfect, but we could see it was good, and it is, that's exactly what it says. So what we'll do is she'll whip over the field with the nitrogen that we've got in the front box, and we should fill up the back as well. Oh, of course it's going to do the box, isn't it, for the, you see, yeah, you can see our cows on that, that's my point. Yeah, we can see our cows. Can we gauge how far back it goes, just to see? Because it is quite, yeah, the trees are sort of half ours and half the farm next door. Which is why, of course, I didn't put the thing, because I was unsure of the course when I put it down, not through laziness or, yeah. So that's done right. Actually, no, I don't think we can do it with the telehandler one. I think we should have topped this up for next year, but it's not supposed to be good to keep fertilizer in, is it? So let's just drop this down in time. I'm going to need to grab some fertilizer in it. Was it just going to do the box thing? Which I still haven't worked out what mod it is. I just know it's a mod that I can't lose. What do we do to set this going again? See what difference it makes. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay, let's set this, because it's not going to steal a lot. So if we do field 9, yeah, let's do this properly. I don't like it. It's when you consider this as the most important job that you've got to do for you. If you ignored lots of things, so weeding, was it a ploughed field? I think it was. What? We might get away with 2 for this. It's that big. Yeah, I thought so. Save course 36 meters, and go. Fantastic. Let's get this lot back up to the ones down the field, and see the big guy. Well, the big one. My grandpa always used to refer to cars as ladies. Yeah, he'd also name his cars. Yeah, he got a white car, he called it Snowball. Yeah. He was an amazing individual. He was a human computer. It was quite amazing. His mind was phenomenal. It was. Do I eject this lot, or do we sort of... I don't know. I've never ejected cedars. It's true, really. I suppose if we're going for realism, yeah, the fertilizer is a bit acidic. Now I've got 2 of these. How are we going to handle this? We need another shed, I think. Yeah, we know that this has got flowers on as well, the grass. So again, it loses a growth stage. It was fully like third growth. I was going to say stage 3, which I suppose is the same thing. It was third growth stage on November morning, and obviously it loses growth stage and it comes back. But if we had have cut the grass, it would be now on growth stage 0. So yeah, that's my real point. So then, where are we going to stick this shed? We did stick them in there, but 2 of them side by side I think would be a little bit too much. There is the room right next to the house, which is quite a bit of room actually. Not, I mean, again, for a shed the size of our yards, it's not for a big one. It's something that's sort of medium. I would imagine one of the French farm biometallurgy, she does some cracking ones for different sizes. What about the alien gems? These are quite nice. Yeah, the only bad thing is, I know AJ did a fantastic job of doing it like this, but you sort of, I think you can only guess by the base as where it's going to go. Yeah, it's a bit too close to the house, I think. Although that, no, not really, I suppose. All my life. Oh, it's going to take a bit of... why did you not save the game? Oh my life. Why did you not save the game? Because it was the fact that I got the seed as close as well as caused me more mischief. Oh well. You will live and learn. The builders are very, very quick. Excellent. Yeah, it's sort of, yeah, because I wasn't expecting ever to go through this way, really. There is a sneaky way, although I don't know, the missus would be very happy if you did that. Really, there's sort of an entry. Oh, okay. Well, that was worth the... I don't think there are any more, but yeah, this I don't mind. Just still get through the side door, back door. So really, I suppose it's not really the end of the world. It's a bit weird though. It's at this point when you realise exactly how unlevel something is, isn't it? Really. We soften that. Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, if we do that. Wow. I'm surprised it. We're gonna have to sort of do the level. Out a bit more than that, surely. This is the bit that I'm sort of a little bit confused about how we're going to manage that. That's why I'm a bit shocked it did what it did. Let's choose a level as... Do we do... No, we can't do that as a level. We're just going to sort of try do our best to go just to the very edge of the building, which of course it won't do exactly. Yeah, it's getting confused about its levels. I think we're going to have to soften. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do that. That is a bit confusing, to say the least. I think that's the worst botch up I have ever done. It's got to be. So that's really got to be the worst. I mean, it is difficult for anybody to get that right. But I mean, it is true. I've made it worse by having the cedars right where they were. That's not too bad. But this mess here, I'm trying to think, do I extend the level from the shed? But a little bit, like that. So about there. And then I think, does level do if you do it between 2 points? Does it do a soften jobby, or does it? No, even it doesn't understand what to do at that point. Okay, right, let's soften now. It's nice to learn how the best way to handle the tools is, though. Ooh, we buried the... it will pop out, though. Right, now, the very best thing I always find is to cast your eye or drive over the vehicle. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, obviously, this is, I think we ought to do something with this, like put some bushes around to disguise the fact. Which, of course, in real life is probably what we're doing. This type of thing would also exist, because that's the thing with having multiple levels, is something goes wrong somewhere, and that is true in real life too. See, level comes out, it's okay to here, okay to there, it builds back up to a hill. Yeah, this just needs a bit of smoothing. I am right, yeah, it's not quite right, but it's not a valiant efforts to fix. Alright, so then stick the cedars in their new shed. Pride of place. So especially for our enhanced stuff. And I suppose that's it really, when you consider it. That was absolutely, we had all of our equipment in the old shed. It worked perfectly well. And then of course you expand and you buy a bit more kit, and then all of a sudden now it no longer does work. We need to expand. Right, fantastic. Right, we need to be concentrating, because I would imagine we've got a nice green now on the pH. Yeah, we have. Okay. So now we need to see the same on the nitrogen. Right. Sure. Yeah, I don't mind leaving a bit of lime in that on the edge of the fields. Oh, oh, we've got a lime bag. Well, that's amazing. How come that's now working? Well, I never. Should be able to fill this. Now, this does work from the pallet. I think there's enough to fill this, if I remember right, and then a little bit to spare. Right, let's put the other cedar away. And we've still got a bit of spare room, as well as a bay free that we didn't have free before. Yeah, obviously the windrow is the bit of a question mark, but it is true, although it's a bit of a weird one. Obviously, I don't ever question the map maker's choice, but we had a 10.8 meter windrower. The Merger Max is about 10 meters, so what would we ever use it for? We've got a windrower on the grass equipment, so we've sort of got a really beautiful piece of equipment that you'd like think, well, when will I ever use it? Because my windrows are bigger than the Merge Max could do, unless you wanted to make super big windrows. But I always find that you then run the risk. It's like when you do these sunflowers with the sunflower header. It's invariably goes. Yeah, you need to sometimes, unless you use the fluffy mods, you really do need to. Oh, no, this, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can certainly see the difference. That's amazing. It is. So we're down to 73,301. What's in the sales? Oh, that was not there earlier. We actually bought something. what that is. Oh, it's a mower. But they're the kind I really don't like. Well, no, actually, the Vermeer's a full mower, isn't it? That's not bad. Only 6.3 meters, but it's true, actually. That's not a bad mower. Yeah, I don't like the ones that are single because it plays havoc with courseplay. Yeah, you can't. So when do we actually harvest this crop that's worth a fortune, even on hard economy? Ooh, and also, when do you sell it? Because that's the one thing, soybeans are a bit of a special one. Although I have started to do a mod that works, a production that works really well with that. So field beans are September, October. When does it get sold? It's usually the year after. This is a bit of a pain. So it means you've got to wait for ages to sell it. It is ready in. It is July, same as soybeans. Yeah, so the year after, you got to wait another 6, 7 months to get your money. Because if you do it on the month of harvest, they rip your arm off. The greedy people that own the markets. If you're a struggling farmer, you'd get half price, which is about right when your back's to the wall. Yeah, the only person making the cash is the person buying it off you because they're going to sell it for double when the market settles down. That's just c'est la vie. It's how people make a living, really, isn't it? The rich that own those kind of businesses. So yeah, and also big supermarket chains. They do the same. They control prices as well. And if you're it sort of does have a knock-on effect. Like the Walmarts and that of Tesco and all those big names, it does have an impact on the struggling farmer, really, who has no control over these type of things. So let's have a look. How is everything doing water-wise? Let's just have a cast our eye on the productions before I sling my hook. Yeah, so the manure hopefully will fix itself. I'm not. Yeah, I've seen when it gets broken. I'm going to have to sort of keep my eye on this and not put productions. I've got that on combined counties, haven't I? Yeah, it's 2 is feeding off the manure pit. So, yeah, strange. I'll have to see if it breaks it or not. All right, so milk, we were going to do that, weren't we? We've got 11.5 tons in distributing. I was going to show you the. That's further up. Yeah, the amount of water that we've got in the farm supply production, just so as you can see where it's all going. It is indeed still going to that. Well, one time it will actually. Yes, right. Okay, that's going to put about 80 odd tons in. Right, so silage, we'll cook that tomorrow morning. So we do need to do another dairy. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. I was sort of thinking, really, we'd have to take the milk to the new one because it's going to continue to send it to that one unless we sell it. Because we will get our income back. That's my point. I think we're going to have to do something drastic. We are going to get the 40,000 litres. Should get that back. So I'm sorry, Steve, that you did a very kind thing, but the level 1 dairies are just so horrible. So we are going to sell it to someone else, I think. 20,000, is that all? That's 500. Oh, it really does sell it as well. Wow, that's unusual. Yeah, most it doesn't actually sell it like that. We own the land, though. We could put our dairy up here, really. I suppose we could. Thinking about it. Yeah, it's true. We do everything remotely. So why not put it on this production slab? And then we can still distribute. So then, let's stick my favourites. Yeah, no, we will. I was just thinking, do I? Actually, that is true. No, there is another. This, there are some other dairies. Now, I've always stuck to disturb simulations. It still has the standard. Yeah, it's not nothing special, but it's just very reasonable. But then there's the triggers. But there are a couple of new entries that were in the last few weeks that do things a little bit differently. And then let's look. It's past Chenben. Southern. Sees the dairy bakery. I think they're both bakeries. And then she hasn't forgotten the dairy. It's further down. White Mill. Oh, hang on, I have gone past it because this is the set I was telling you about. I took this out for a bit. The yard production pack, well, it didn't used to be called that, but it is now. So I know it's. I've gone past it. It's not too far away. But there's also one by Black Sheep Mudding as well, and I've obviously gone straight past that too. Potato. Ah, here we are. Dairy. That's it. Yeah, there's the bigger dairy. That's the bakery. That's an interesting bakery. I'd like to have a look at that. This looks more like an English dairy here. Oh, it's 70,000 though. So that means you wouldn't be able to upgrade it. It's the same as the standard one. So, and you see, that's why I like the one that I normally stick with. But it would have been nice to see, but I can't upgrade it, and unless it's stupendous. I suppose we could save it. Save the game right now. And if we don't like it, I'd love doing a bit of testing like this. If it is stupendous and it is already super duper, which I doubt, it's that good. Right, let's have a look at the fields. Let's just have a look at that before we do this. Oh, that's looking nice now. That's more like it. Excellent. Do love it when a plan comes together. Yeah. So it does give you a baseline, as I sort of originally said, which is true. So then, production. Let's go back to that and stick that one in. Oh, it's a bit further yet. There we go. It is still highlighted. So, I don't know which. I would say the loading doors is probably, yeah, you can actually see the dairy inside. Well, you could do. Now it's not level, it's disappearing. It's reasonably level. You don't get better than smashing. Let's go and inspect our building, and then we'll, more interestingly, have a look at the recipe which you live or die by. Traditional cheeses, the traditional cheese dairy. Right, so let's have a look at your. Oh, no, wrong one. Let's see. Are you dairy butter 480, 4,800, about 5.2 per day butter. Very little loss, which that's the same. That's the same as normal. That's the same as normal. Yogurt with sugar. Two producers one. That's a hell of a loss. Whoa, it is. Yeah. Okay. Won't. Yeah. We looked. We saw. We said no, thank you. Nope. Let's go back to the standard one, which is again, it's only standard. It's only made super by the fact that you increase it. There's also this as well. But again, would stick. It's not a bad one. I think I put it. Did I put it? I don't know that I ever have. Let's have a look while we're here and see this one. This one I think was, and it is obviously just a bottle of milk. One does one, so no loss. It does 24 tons per month. So it would also, yes, let me show you the entire picture. I did look at this once. I've been looking at it for a while. I do like Cavalier Roy's, but I don't know that he's not released it as a mod yet. Yeah, because his is pasteurized milk. Right, so let's have a look. Prices. Do we go with a completely different partner? What is the price on hard economy? That is the real deciding factor, because obviously it is very poor bottle of milk. We would get 2,160 at top price, which I don't think that's too terrible. But of course, it is. Yeah, if you look at the prices, it's only between 300 difference, so it would sell it all the time. We basically put it on selling, and it can cope with up to. So I think we're going to stick with this. I do, because I've never done it before as well. But I really do think that that's what we're going to do. So let's go to the production and let's switch it on. So bottle of milk, yes please, we need milk. It's just for milk though, obviously it says no chocolate and stuff like that. So let's just tell it to sell. Simple as that. And let's save the game because I'm happy with our new partner. Fred Carcasses. And I believe that is a good place to live. Now did I put it in the right place? Yeah I did, it left the undulating entrance over here. It's a very similar place to where the other one was. And I would imagine that's the loading. Yeah. Is it the sugar factory revamped slightly? No, it's completely different. It's completely different. Yeah, that's where we dump in. Guess, but hey ho. Right, so all that remains to be said is we're down to 74,546. We have a new partner in our milk that should. Ooh, well, we didn't do that. We've been nowhere near you. So how can we even see underneath the clamp? I'm sure it'll get fixed. Yeah, it's only just been released, that's it. So little tiny things like that, they're the things that get fixed normally. Right, so all that remains to be said is goodbye for now.